increase. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another great episode of the Mark and Will Show. And of course, you have your favorite two hosts in the most, Mark and Will. What's up, my brother?
What's going on with you, man? It's Thursday. It's
Yes,
actually
sir.
my Friday.
Yeah, my
And
Monday.
it's nothing. Yeah, right. And it's actually your Tuesday.
Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But the great thing, man, is that anytime we have an interview
Yep.
set up, it's always give you a little bit more juice. And this week, today, we have Antwan Young Jr., Seneca High School quarterback. And
Quarterback.
I'm pretty sure if you was on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you following us,
Yep.
you probably saw him. The name kind of looked familiar, sound familiar, all that kind of stuff, because he was actually our National Player of the Week.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, Antwan. How you doing?
Doing good. I'm glad to be here, man. It's a privilege to be here. I'm glad to be here, man.
Hey,
Yes.
we love it, man, and we love it because you put some crazy numbers up, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you
Yes,
deserve
sir.
that. You earned that, man. Let's dig into that game, man. Like when you put numbers like that, 330, you know what I'm saying, and all them TDs, like when you in the groove. I mean, you think? I mean, I used to play too, but I mean, it's like the numbers you was putting up was video games. How was
Right.
your thought process, and how was you feeling just throughout the game?
So going into the game, I was like, man, I got to get it. Going into my last season, I was like, man, it's all or nothing. That's how I play every game. So no, the first play of the game, coach is like, man, we gonna go deep. I was like, coach, let's do it. Just set the tone. And after that, it was all she wrote, man. It was
Right.
over.
Right. So let I love that. You know what I'm saying? I like coach aggressive and all this
Yes.
kind of stuff. But that's also basically a compliment to you because you got that arm to do that kind of stuff. So is it like that? Like as far as with the summer and passing league, this with that, have you been developing that kind of relationship with that coach that he's like, hey man, let's go.
That's been like since last year, man. That's all we've been the bit of chemistry. Since it was my first year last year. So
Right.
it starts off with building chemistry, and he told me in the beginning, he was like, it's gonna take time. He said just trust the process, and ever since then, we've just been clicking on to every aspect of offense, and that's
Right.
what we've been doing. Man.
Does he? Let me ask you. Does he? You're gonna know better than anybody when I
Right.
ask you this question. When you out there, you playing. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Say you in another game. Say this Friday. You guys play Friday.
Yes, sir.
Who you guys play Friday?
We have earthquakes.
Iroquois. You get in the Iroquois game. You feeling the rhythm. You know how it is playing quarterback. You feeling the rhythm. You know what you can run, whatever. Do you feel comfortable enough that you go on the sidelines and be like, "Hey, coach, this is what I see,"
Yeah.
and he makes changes and adapt to it?
Yes, sir. We have that type of relationship to where like he can trust me. I'm like, coach, I see the corner playing 10 yards off. I said maybe we can hit like for the short route. Like we're always on the same page. Like it's never an issue. He asks me sometimes what are you saying out there. So yeah, we got that type of connection to where we can do that.
How does that feel, man?
Right.
How and guys, everybody who's on here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We bring nothing but bangers, and I love this because my whole thing is, how does it feel? Because you've been playing quarterback for some time now, right? And not every coach is gonna let you bend his ear. So how does it feel?
Exactly.
Your senior year is here, you ready to rock and roll, and you got a coach that says, "Hey, I listen to you." How does that feel, man?
like you said, like for him to be able to trust me, it lets me know that he respects my grind and my attitude and everything that I've been working for. He clearly seeing it. So like I really think my work ethic and allowing the trust that he has for me. Like I really appreciate it for real.
Yeah, that's all that, man.
Yes,
I
it
mean, like I
is.
said, that's like I said, that just shows how much he respects your game and all this stuff. Speaking of your game, let's go on and get into it, man.
Get into it.
We have a lot of kids that you know what I'm saying that actually it's more younger generation that's be on Twitter and be hitting us up and all this kind of stuff. So they peep game, they peep the wars, they peep your stats. So you got a lot of youngsters that's looking, at you from role model point of view. So let's go ahead and dive into like how old were you when you started playing sports and what were the sports that you played?
So I started playing football when I was 5 years old. So I was in kindergarten when I first picked up a football. But I've always like loved it as an early age because I used to see my big brothers playing. Then I began playing basketball. I started taking it seriously about fifth grade. Then around like sixth, seventh, eighth, I began to realize how better I was at football. So I began to take that more seriously.
Wow, wow. So let's get back a little bit. What little league did you play in?
I played for the Eastern Warriors.
Okay, Eastern Ward. Quarterback always, or running back, or what would you
Been
play?
a quarterback all my life, like literally
Oh,
since.
okay. Look,
Yeah.
credit to the crowd. Love it. So look, check this out. So did you play defense any or just strictly quarterback?
Well, I've dabbled and dabbed in defense, but man, I've been literally just quarterback all my life.
Quarterback.
Just quarterback.
Love it. So when it came to being playing middle school age, was you on a middle school team or was you still playing with the league?
So I played middle school, sixth grade. Then after sixth grade, I continued to play little league. I just loved it more. Yeah.
Okay. Was you still with the same league or did you switch leagues?
So in seventh grade, I was at East End. Then my eighth grade year, I played for a different team called the City.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right, so you're doing your stuff. You're playing quarterback ever since a tot, which is great. So
Right.
it's you got the pedigree down. You know what I'm saying? You got the towels and all that kind of stuff, looking sharp, pretty sure. So all of a sudden, it's time to go to high school. Where did you first go?
I first like the first school I actually went to was Male High School. That was the first initial school.
Okay, what made you go there first?
Well, I went to JCTMS, Jefferson County Traditional Middle School. It leads right to Mill. So, I was like, man, I'm just gonna be a Bulldog. It was my initial plans.
Man, why you tugging at my heart like that, man? Oh, I'm JCTMS, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a Bulldog, you know what I'm saying, true and blue ex player, you know what I'm saying? So we still got love for ex Bulldogs too. So man, so you went there, then where'd you go at?
After I left Mill, I went to Butler High School.
Okay. How long were you there at Butler?
I was at Butler from my freshman year to my junior year.
Okay. So you was there grinding.
Yes, he
You was
was.
there grinding,
Yes, sir.
putting that work.
I was. Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this: so from your freshman to your junior, how was it? Was you starting? Was you getting playing time? How was it?
So from my freshman year to my junior year, I actually, I was playing freshman ball my freshman year.
Right.
Then my sophomore year, I was playing JV. I was a starting JV quarterback, but I wasn't there at the level yet to become varsity quarterback. Our varsity quarterback was pretty nice,
Right.
so I was still behind like two or three of my guys. I wasn't really developed yet, so I seen it, the grind that they put in, so I was just waiting on my moment.
Right.
That's it.
You know what? That's a great answer
Mm-hmm.
because you got a lot of kids that would say, I thought that Jethro was garbage. I should have been playing. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
You realize that I wasn't quite at that level, so I need to get on the grind, do what I need to do.
Hmm.
That right there shows maturity, and a lot of people don't have it. big time. So hey, that's definitely great. So Butler going to Seneca. What what got you to Seneca?
All right, so when I left Butler, we found out that our head coach had left. So I was like, man, the guy I came in with, the head coach left. No disrespect to the coach we have now,
Right.
I just know he left. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and make the decision to leave too. So the next one, I went to Evangel Christian. So then I was there for Evangel for a little while. Then some things happened. Then we found out that there would no longer be a football season.
Oh, okay.
So now I was looking for a new home. And that's when Seneca came up, and now I'm here.
Right, right. Okay, cool. You know what? And I forgot about Evangel. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
know about strictly like the basketball and all that kind of stuff. So they did away with their program pretty much.
Yes, sir. It's no longer a program.
Okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Wow, that's something I know that's. Ugh. So did you know some of the coaches and everything too? Is that what also drew you there as far as Seneca?
Yeah, I actually knew like some of the players. It was more sort of players. Like I was like wondering because I didn't know like where I was gonna go yet. Honestly, then I started to realize I'm like, hold on, I know some of these people.
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just go with them.
So going to Seneca, new, new team. Some of the people you did know, of course, you just said. How was that adjustment though? Have to
Uh,
show yourself and everything else because I'm pretty sure that you was doing 7-on-7 and things like that throughout. You know what I'm saying? Your senior year and things
mhm.
like that. But how was that adjustment?
The adjustment, the guys at the school, they actually made it like very easy for me. Like they accepted me for since day one. Like the way that they carried themselves, it wasn't like no like who are you? Who's the new guy? They accepted me. They was like, oh, you play quarterback. My first day, like they came up to me. I didn't even introduce myself. So they made the transition very well, and I appreciate them for that.
Wow. So, what kind of offense does Seneca run?
We run like a no huddle spread offense, fast pace. But we can also like pace ourselves. We can go short or slow. So it depends on how the game's moving and how we approach the game.
Wow. Yeah, that's. So, do you prefer that? You know what I'm saying? That kind of style, or
Right.
do you prefer like every quarterback don't want to pass the ball and everything else, but not everybody wants to go a quick pace. You know what I'm saying, like a run and shoot type things. So, was that ideal for you? And also, being that you was at other schools, did it take you a little while to adjust, or it was ready to rock and roll?
I actually like love the no huddle fast paced offense. Because I feel like I can just go. Like I can think quicker. It's just one thing that I'm good at as being a quarterback. I can think quick, like in the moment. So, and also at the other schools, like blessingly at Butler, that we was the same way. We was no huddle, look at the sideline, get signals, get lined up. It was fast paced. So the transition was like it fit. Like it's very similar offenses.
Okay, cool. That's great. I know it's easy to get in there and do what you got to do.
Right.
So, what are some of the goals that you have for your senior year?
Some of the goals I have them written in my notes right now. I want to finish with 50 touchdowns,
Mm.
like passing. Yeah, it's a big goal, but I feel like it's something that I can really achieve.
Right.
And I say 3,500 passing yards. Yeah, those two are the main goals that I really want to reach this year. And I feel like I truly can do it. I believe I can.
Right, right. That's good stuff. Go ahead, Mark.
Let me ask you something. I want to go back real quick to the East End Warriors. Did you have, because it triggered me, did you have Coach Gibbs and them there with you?
Yes, sir. I
Shantae,
have them there.
Latte?
Yes, sir. That's my big brother.
It says his
Good,
brother.
yeah, great coach. Them, great coaches. I used to work with Shantae, man. Them good dudes, man.
Yes,
Speaking
sir.
of that, your brother chimed in talking about proud of you, little bro, all the way from Dayton, Ohio.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Appreciate it, big bro.
Small world, ain't
Yes,
it?
it is.
So check this out, Antwan. Who are some of the guys on your team that pretty much people may not know, but they will know of?
I say one guy that comes to mind. I say number 11, Terrence. He's a dog. I'm telling you, like both sides of the ball, he's a dog. Like that boy grinds. Like, and I say another one that people will know. I have to say, my left tackle, man, Jeremiah. That boy protect my blind side. I gotta shout out my blind side, man.
Right.
Yeah, nobody else I won't protect my blind side. And we have another Jeremiah Raleigh. His work ethic. It's gonna pay off. I keep telling him. I said just keep grinding. That's it.
Right. And the funny thing is,
It's of course it's more.
okay, yeah. The, the
Yeah,
the funny thing is that I'm glad you named the big guys because if they don't know, tell them go on and hit us with their videos. After these games because we probably the only one who have this award.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Besides the ones we got the one that we're willing out next week, just like how the other awards. So it's our Kentucky Lineman of the Week. So tell your crew, your protectors of the rim, to go ahead and send them in after the game because we're gonna give them love too, show them love big time. And that's what it's about. So let's get into some school as far as academics. You already think about what you're gonna take in college and stuff like that?
yeah. I kind of want to do teaching, so education. That was one thing I was always interested in. Like as a kid, I was like, I want to be a teacher. It's just something that just interested me. Like I had many teachers like when I was younger that to this day that I really admire. So they inspired me to be a teacher. So it's the main thing.
That's good stuff. How's recruiting and stuff going?
Recruiting's going well. It's day by day. It's slowly getting up very, stocking up. Just continue to build up my profile. It's
Right,
going well.
right. Well, you keep on putting numbers up like you did this
Right.
past week.
You gonna
I
do
don't
it
think you'll
again.
have a problem with that.
Right.
You're gonna be betting them off and all this kind of stuff. But let me ask you this because I know that you participated in the showcase. You know what I'm saying? That Ryan and them and Bryson and all them. How was that experience? Coming from a way older guy like myself, that we didn't have that opportunity for those showcases. Where colleges are there. So, how is that? How do you appreciate that? And what do you think about those showcases that give you an opportunity to show your skills?
Like you said, those showcases, like those, like it was a great experience. Like I'm still getting exposure to this day. I'm still getting likes. I'm still getting shares from it. Like it really like puts you on the map. And like you said too, like it's helping people who like can't really get out there to coaches who really coaches ain't reaching out to them. So these camps allow you to do that, and it's a great experience. Like winning that, I mean it was a huge confidence booster for me. So if that's one thing that I can tell other people is make sure you go to camps. Those camps are really good for you and they benefit you in the long run.
That's good stuff. What do you have to say to the little kid that's out there that's trying to be a quarterback who, what I'm saying, who's probably maybe struggling, like, think that they won't ever play or they may not have the opportunity, because people are in front of them and different things like that.
Right.
Or maybe this different hardship. What kind of advice and do you give for these kids that's trying to be the next best thing to come out of Louisville or even Seneca, following your footsteps type of thing?
The best advice I can give a young quarterback is to keep grinding. That's the main thing you have to do. You have to keep working because I was in the same situation. Like I was undersized. I couldn't throw 30, 40 yards yet. I'm seeing other guys, in my like same age as me doing it. And I'm like, man, like what is it gonna take for me to do that? And what woke me up is me seeing them doing this. I'm like, I gotta get on this. I gotta get on the same page, and I gotta grind. And most important thing too, keep God first. That's what I did. I kept God first. And I kept trusting and believing. And two, man, another thing, if you are a quarterback, you are a quarterback. Don't let nobody tell you different.
That's
Right.
right.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they try to tell me play receiver, play safety. I'm like, nah. I was blessed to throw the ball. I'm gonna play quarterback. That's what I do.
Love
So
Love,
yeah, just keep grinding, man.
love, great answer. Everybody's on here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that share, do whatever you got to do. Um, so, senior year, you got your goals and everything else like that. Um, is it one team on that schedule or a couple of teams on that schedule that you got
it.
circled
Yes, circle.
that you thinking, hey, y'all might think I played this team and all this team. Is it one or two teams that you got circled that you're itching? And we'll tell
The
you.
two teams we have.
Wait a minute, real quick. We'll tell you, coaches, walk away from the screen so you can get
Oh man. But the two teams that we have circled, I say Atherton and South Odom. Those two are the main two teams that we have circled. Yes, sir.
like that, like that. That's gonna be some bangers
Yes, it
too.
is.
Woo, we love that one big time.
Coming,
Yeah, like that. Got the big A.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So okay, we're gonna get you off of this, man. First of all, thank you for joining us, and thank you for putting up some great numbers, and love to see new faces. Love to talk to people that people may not have heard of, but will hear of, big time. So we're gonna give you an opportunity to go ahead and thank whoever you need to thank, who's been in your corner from Little League on up. The floor is yours.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd like to first off thank God for this opportunity because without him, I wouldn't even be here right now. I just can thank you for him protecting me, shielding me in my mind. So most importantly, thank God. But then I got my family, my big brother all the way in Dayton, like he said.
Yep.
My mom, of course, my pops for get me to these camps. My big brother, training me. You know, my little brothers, man, they inspire me every day. Set an example for them. Yeah. Then I got my teammates, man. From my line. Can't do nothing without them. They blocking for me. You got my receivers, they catching the ball for me. I can't, you can't do it without them. It takes a team. So I appreciate them. You got my coaches. I appreciate my coach for taking a shot on me, and I won't let you down, coach. And I thank y'all too, man, for this opportunity, man. I truly appreciate it. Like I truly do appreciate it.
Hey, thank
Bro.
you. Hey, no problem. And also, like we told Keon and all this kind of stuff, just because you win it once does not mean you can't win it again. So
Exactly.
keep on doing what
Keep
you
grinding.
do. You know what I'm saying? And we'll put you on the poll and let the people decide like we always do. But thank
Yep.
you. Hey, good
Yes,
luck
sir.
tomorrow. Go ahead and do what
Yes.
you got to do. Hope you have a
Ball
Yes,
great
out.
sir.
senior season, man. And thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right. That was Antwan Young Jr., y'all. Big time. Yes, sir.
It
That's what I'm
amazes
talking
me how small Louisville is, dude, because his big brother coaches basketball in Dayton, man, and he's a hell of a coach,
Yeah.
dude. He's good. That's crazy.
You're
man.
the second.
Have a great season, man.
You're the second one who told me. Brandon
Dude.
told me all about Tay Gibbs
Yes,
and all this kind of stuff.
yes,
So
yes. They
at
good.
Wright State, and actually,
Yeah.
I got history with Wright
Big
State. That's
guys,
what Mark
man.
Woods played there. So
Yep.
Cuzzo. So that's good stuff, man. Small world. So all right, we're gonna hit the ground running, and so let's go and do this because we got a special thing coming up for you guys. A little later on the show, we're gonna have Bump join us so we can talk about U of L's preview their season. So let's go on and hit the WNBA.
Last night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's got me on Tuesday. Oh no, we're going back. Yeah, they tripping. All right, here we go. You got the Sky, who took care of business and beat the Suns 85-77, and the Aces beat the Storm 78-73.
And both of them teams had to win, as we talked about
Most
it
definitely.
yesterday. So
Yes.
that was a must requirement of that one. So basically, somebody woke up for the Aces. So let me go on and get this on it because she had to wake up big time. And we're talking about Wilson. Miss Wilson stood up, and she ended up with, I think it was like 30. What was it? Let me see. She had over 30 points. She had 32 points and 7 boards. I'm gonna need you. Nah, my fault. That's the other. You know that's crazy. That was Stewart's.
Right.
Wilson had 33 points, 13 boards, 3 blocks. She didn't have a good game the first game. She came back, said, "Hey, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Did your thing. That's what you got to
Absolutely
do."
right.
But she had help. Chelsea Gray had 19, Plum had 18, and then for Seattle you had Brianna Stewart beast 32
She's a different
points.
monster.
Yeah, she's a cheat code. Also, Charles 17 and 9. Drew Lloyd didn't have a good game. She only had 8 points, and Sue Bird only had 6 and 6 dimes. But they had to show up, and they did on that one. The next game we talking about is the Sky. The Sky had to win, most definitely. They did the same stunt like they did last time, which is, I mean, come on, you got to take care of business. And so they did. Candace Parker had 22 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks. All 5 starters were in double figures, so I'm going to say. Only one player for Connecticut, and that's the reigning MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Jones had 23. So, the next time they play, when the next time is the game? Sunday?
Yep.
I think it's Sunday.
It's Sunday. No, it's Sunday.
So it's at
4th.
1 o'clock and at 3 o'clock. So make sure you guys check it out. It's very entertaining. This is what it's about. All right. NFL. What we got on NFL?
It's all right. NFL's always hot.
Broncos.
That's nuts to me.
Russell. Okay. Broncos signed quarterback Russell Wilson to a 5-year, $245 extension.
165 guaranteed.
Now, you know what?
165 guaranteed, brother. Don't leave that out.
We love some Russell Wilson.
Yes, we
We
do.
love some Russell Wilson. My whole hang up with this is, dude a little old, man. Dude got some years, bro.
You said little.
He's a little old, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your money, and he's been getting paid. They
Yeah.
like, he ain't been getting paid. So people be like, well, he need to get paid. Dude been getting paid. I don't know what
For a
you
minute
do.
now.
Yeah, because he's been in the league for a minute.
And then if you watch the show, we said, what we give him? A decent 3.
Yeah, 3
more.
max. 3
They
max
gave
the
him
max.
5.
Yeah, 3's the max. 3 is probably the max with him, and that's not no disrespect.
Nah, not at all.
That's just the way, you know what I'm saying? Dude's been in the league for a minute. Let me 11 years. So the end of that contract, 5 more years, 16 years. Everybody's not Brady. Everybody's not.
No, they're not.
Everybody's not Aaron, who's old too.
Yes, he is.
But we love some Russell. I don't know if I'd have gave him all that.
Right, and we know his bread and butter comes off that run. And that offensive line going to be good. You understand what I'm saying? What kind of receivers do you have there? Are they going to hold up for you?
Could they have waited till after the season?
They most
he
definitely
ain't even played yet.
Now, they could have waited.
Or during the season, he started real hot.
It's most likely like we got to lock him in now.
Was he in his last year? No, right? Because that's why his extension. He
Right.
probably had 2 more years on that
exactly.
contract. So I'm like, and I understand the driving force is also like, okay, let's lock him in so we won't have to pay him $60 million.
Exactly.
You know that, and I get that. I get that. And believe me, not saying he ain't worth it. Dude's a baller. We all know.
Oh, yeah,
that,
he's
but that's
good.
a lot of
That's
money
a lot of money.
for someone who is 33 years old
Yep.
and has not played a down for you.
Nope. Well, they see the trading.
Metcalf ain't there.
No.
Lockett ain't there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that their offense is probably about the same amount as they had more star power with Metcalf and Lockett.
Yeah.
I know Sutherland is good. They have Judy. Everybody's still waiting for him to look like Waddle and all them. We ain't seen that yet, you know.
Lying.
So hey, congratulations, bro. You eating, and you gonna be eating you and Sierra, my goodies and all that kind of stuff. Goodness gracious.
I always know my goodies.
Yeah.
You a fool.
Heck yeah, my goodies. You will always be Mr. My Goodies.
Right.
Always. Titans lose linebacker, man. Earl Landry does ACL in practice.
Yep. It's crazy, dude, because even though you shortened the preseason, I mean, it still don't matter. Free accidents happen in practice.
Right.
It is what it is, but it sucks to lose your starting linebacker.
Right. Led you in sacks last year with 12.
He
So
was good. He's good.
you better get in that waiver or whatever. Now they free agents now, so you can just
Everybody
sign
looks like
them.
it's a waiver now.
Yeah, you can go ahead and sign them now. It's like that. But that's kind of tough.
No, it's absolutely tough.
Saints safety Marcus. It's actually Maye.
Yeah.
M-A-Y-E. Arrested due, and that spell check gets on my nerves. I know I put the E on there. Arrested due to road rage.
What did he do though? Like, what did he do as far as I mean, regardless, you should be doing all that anyway because you're a public figure or whatever. But what are you doing? I mean, what is he doing?
Bro, it says stemming from aggravated assault with firearm stemming from an alleged road rage incident that occurred in Monterey on Monday. So you branded a gun, pretty much, sir.
Yeah. That's pretty much on you.
Wow. Said May was identified as the driver of the black SUV that was involved in an incident in which he is accused of pointing a firearm at another vehicle that was occupied by several juvenile females.
Go to jail. Absolutely. Oh, he's done. He done. What is wrong with you? Come on, we got to make better decisions, people.
You know what? Yeah, we
gotta
do.
make better
I'm gonna put your E on there because
like,
you're driving me crazy. But because we want to make sure everybody know who you are.
You said I got to spend a big
we got to put that E on there.
I got to spend a big
Yeah. There you go. You who pointed a gun at juveniles, pointed a gun at anybody.
Anybody, right? Exactly. Facts.
I hope they had tinted windows.
Whew.
And you couldn't see that it was some girls who probably maybe cut you off or something,
Right.
Yeah, you still can't.
you can't.
I'm a yeller too, but I ain't pulling no firearm and
you can't do that.
Pull up next to somebody, man. Hey, man, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. Bro.
Can't do that.
Right.
That ain't cool.
Did you say, "Oh, my bad, girl, my bad"?
You most definitely say that.
16-year-olds and stuff. You had to silly, man.
Got to do better. Yeah, you did this, didn't you?
Yes,
Bruh did this. I love it.
Where is my there he is. Best linebacker bracket: Junior Seau versus Patrick Willis.
That's crazy. That's Cause like I said, Patrick had a short career, man.
Right.
He had a short career, dude, and
I
feel like that's really what hurts him. Mm-hmm. But the short time that he had, dude, was an absolute monster. He was against Junior though.
Yeah,
that's different, brother. that's
hey,
different,
man.
brother.
We can only put you up against so many. It's just best of the best. It's left in this linebacker bracket,
right?
It's either him or you know what I'm saying. Some other ones. So Jesus, I'm sorry. Anything about it is like you said. Sorry. Short career. If he play a little longer, then but poof, we gone.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Sorry, bro. Junior moves on, and yesterday, who was it? Who was on the bracket yesterday? Because they moved on. Let me see. Let me check real quick, guys. Because that ended that poll right there. It's something you got to keep scrolling because you done had all these people.
Absolutely.
On the stuff,
right about
which is great. But yesterday's win or today's winner, let's put it that way. Bobby Wagner defeats Urlacher.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
All right. So before Bump come on here, and I know he'd be coming on pretty sure, let's go on and get in this. We wasn't gonna let this slide. Donovan Mitchell traded to the Cavs. Woo wait. Now we know earlier, I think it was last week, the Cavs got mentioned. But I don't think anybody took that seriously.
I didn't take it seriously.
I don't think nobody took that seriously.
Who was?
The Cavs did.
God did.
Mark Will did. Not this whole did. Yeah, without a doubt.
Right.
And the crazy thing is that supposedly New York Knicks had a chance to do it. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, something like that, and they bought. And that's how Cleveland came in.
They snuck and got them.
They said, well, we'll give you what you want. Because both of them had whatever, and Utah was like, nah, let's counteract.
Right.
And New York wouldn't do it.
Man, this is a plot.
But Cleveland said, Yes, sir.
Brother, this is a plot. I don't care what nobody say.
A plot that don't play in New York.
Nope. This is a plot. LeBron's opting out of that
He's coming.
contract
He's
next
coming.
year, and he's going back to Cleveland to play with Donovan.
And
they
right
slipped,
now,
dude.
and Garland, who's a
Right.
beast.
He's going back to Cleveland.
And
He just called and said, "Stay there. Just stay there."
And you got
I'll be
Allen,
back.
and you got Mobley. Yes.
He on his way back to Cleveland, bro.
Let's just put it this way: Cleveland's going to make it to the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
They make it to the playoffs this year. So what they did, they sent 3 first-round picks. Talking about Cleveland, sent 3 first-round picks, unprotected, 2 pick swaps where they can swap out if whoever's higher or lower. Sexton's gone. Markkin is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Markinson, whatever, Markkin. And Kansas rookie, I'm not going to butcher the name. Adebayo, he's out of there too. So they didn't get the 5 or 4, but they got 3 then 2 swaps.
So now it's almost like, was it Donovan that said, "I don't even care"? Or did Utah say, "We got to get you out of here"?
But you know what?
You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
it was Utah. Utah was in the lead because he said those teams that we said yesterday he wanted to play with the Knicks, the Heat, and the Nets. He went to the Cavs.
He went to the Cavs.
Which, when you think about it, the point guard situation in the long run is better with Garland, who's just as young as Donovan, who was an all-star. You ain't got to worry about Kyrie not making it because he's got COVID or has to sit out.
Right.
Mike Lowry, who wants to play with him, right?
Nobody.
And then the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks.
Still the Knicks. Still the Knicks.
I think the point guard situation, and I think plus it's a young team.
Yes, it is.
Let's eat. Let's go. And I'm the leader of this team still. I'm the oldest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
just think
still
it's
rock
funny.
roll.
I just think it's fun. I didn't see.
But you know what? I thought that too. When I saw that, I said, he went to Cleveland? I was like,
when you
is
text
Rich
me,
Paul behind this?
dude, when you text me earlier, I was like, man, whatever. I stopped in there. Hold on, let me see.
I had to check and make sure it wasn't the dummy account. You know, they be having those.
Yeah, the fake accounts. Yeah,
everybody's
flooding
I said,
it. Yeah,
no,
you ain't lying.
He's out.
Yeah, he's gone. Jesus.
And the Knicks people fans are irate because they like, we could have done that. We could have said.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's why the Knicks are where they're at now. Because if you had the opportunity to get Donovan Mitchell, and I'm pretty sure that a couple of them dudes who are the Bird and all them other they wasn't on that list.
Right.
Maybe Bird, maybe, but the other ones who are. But you ain't got that much star power anyway, bro.
Exactly.
Brunson, you just signed him, so he definitely on there. I mean, you could have a brand new backcourt with Brunson and Spider. But now Cleveland, they done shifted Cleveland with Garland and Spider. Ooh,
it's
saucy.
I can't wait.
They got 3 All-Stars on their team now. Bro, hey, hats off. Congratulations on that one, big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a monster pool.
And
the Knicks again are holding, nothing, a basket full of nothingness. Again, man. That's
so new.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's you. You ain't hurting our feelings.
Nah, not at all.
Oh man. Well, I'm trying to see I know he's on the contract still, because
he's still on the contract.
That thing. So
yep.
And that's the thing about it. Maybe Maybe they laid it out to him because I'm pretty sure he may have a no trade clause. He may not because he's still young. A lot of the kids got that no trade clause, and then it's like, okay.
He gonna play it out there.
Oh yeah.
LeBron comes back. LeBron go back to Cleveland.
LeBron and all his kids.
Both of them. And grandkids, like you said yesterday.
Everybody. Donovan gonna say, man, I'm out. Because once his stuff is all, he's gonna mind. Wherever Bam is and all that kind of stuff. Maybe he go to New York because we still know New York will be struggling.
Yes. Absolutely.
Still struggling.
And we know that for a fact.
I mean, yeah.
For a fact.
Lord Jesus. And Randall's still there with his mouth. Man, he got his lip stuck out, mad as hell, because he ain't the. If you let Brunson be the face of that organization, I'm done.
He is.
That that shows you that hey, all you Knicks fans, I feel sorry for y'all, man.
Please don't.
For real.
They did it to themselves.
I do, man. Because
they did it to themselves.
You have one job.
That's it.
One job.
That's it.
To get a guy who wanted to play for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Nah, we good.
We good.
We're gonna keep all these lame ass players and just chill for a little bit." Bro, I mean, I'm keeping it real.
Now you are.
I mean, yeah, I can't even find the damn thing.
I want to see this press conference once Donovan gets there to see his face. Is this really where you wanted to go? Oh, you don't tell when you traded there. No. You go see body expressions and all
they
that.
probably had Garland and everybody talk to him about 20 times. Hey, man, for real, we can really make this work.
And we can most definitely make this work.
We can make this work. We're good. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff.
Right. Hey, Donovan, you got to do your thing now. They keep counting you out. They said you're not the star that we thought that they thought you was.
You in the East. You ain't in the
you gotta,
yeah, bro. You only got what?
Room.
You only got what? 2 teams got to really worry about.
That's pretty much that's it.
And then one of them we don't even know what'll happen to them because they always implode or they've been imploding. That's the Nets.
Ooh, Lord. Man, you brought them in the situation.
The Nets, and then when you look at the
that's gonna blow up anyway, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, dude's still gonna get miss games.
Yeah,
he's gotta get tested weekly.
Yeah,
so it's a wrap. But the heat doesn't scare you,
right?
At all, so
right?
That part. All right, so let's go on and get this.
Mr. Buck.
Get this rocking and rolling so we can go on and preview this stuff.
Can you see me?
Yes, sir. What's up? What's going on?
What's going on, fellas? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Slow.
We ain't even gonna let
slow motion.
We will tell you to turn your camera, but man, you might disappear on us. So we ain't gonna do you like that.
Hey, I told everybody, don't text me and don't call me while you know what I'm
saying. he gotta go ahead and give it a list. Hey, I love that though. But look, we gonna go ahead and get rocking and rolling right off the bat. So basically, guys, we want to go ahead and preview Louisville season, and we got what I got it down. I got it broke down the positions, so we'll just go through the positions and make our comments or whatever we got to do. Okay. So first up, we got the quarterback position. Let's go on and break that down. Bum, what do you think about this position, man?
I like Malik Cunningham. I like what we got coming back in him. So long as he plays within himself and gives that ball up on their goal line, he should be good this year. So,
right.
I like his experience and everything that he's gonna bring to the table for us. I mean, he's a dual threat, so knows the system. So, I mean, I think he'll be pretty good this year. I'm looking for big things from him this year.
Right. What's up, Dave? Hey, Dave. What's going on, man? I know you didn't follow everything. We're going to get you on here one day. We got Dave joining, talking about what's up, Bump, pretty much. How you feel about it?
I mean, I agree with everything what Bump said, but I feel like, too, he's going to have a lot of pressure this year on his back, too. You know what I'm saying, to lead this team because this is a decent Louisville team, and he got to lead us to the promised land. I mean, all that running that he does, I mean, just sit in the pocket, do what you do, pass the ball, give everybody a chance, to make plays and stuff like that. But I feel like he has a lot of pressure on him this year.
Yeah. You know what, though? And I love that. I love that you bring that up because dude been starting for 4 years, ain't he?
Yeah.
He been there for 6.
He's been here forever.
Been here for 6. Dude should. I mean, he should own every record.
Yeah.
He should do.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? But the experience should pay off. I don't want him running all crazy because he's not a big guy.
Right.
He always get hurt. But I think if you can't squeeze nothing out of him right now, then he wasn't worth nothing anyway. If you can't, he should leave this team to himself. A couple of wins they probably shouldn't get are close games that he'd be able to pull out because dude's been quarterbacking at U of L for 4 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, starting.
Yeah.
So
You know,
I mean,
I can't
for
even
real,
think
for
who was
real.
the quarterback before him.
Who, Lamar? I mean,
Was it Lamar right before him?
Lamar. Then it was
Lamar.
somebody else.
Yeah.
I forgot. It was.
Was it that white that we did?
Yeah. It was. I can't even think of his name, but it was a whole bunch of nothingness. But
Right.
he's been there too long to not to succeed. And if you look at his records, he's going to have a lot of records because he's been here playing for 4 years.
Right.
Right. Probably longer than because I think he took advantage of that COVID year, didn't
No,
he?
I'm saying like starting for 4 years.
So
He
yeah.
came before. Yeah. I mean, man. Let me
The
see.
question is,
Ah,
who
yeah,
is his
hold on.
backup? I mean, that's the question. We know what he's gonna do, but who's the backup if you know what I'm saying? Unforeseen reason he gets hurt or something. Do we got a capable backup of coming in
But
and playing?
you got. Well, you know what? Apparently, Conley ain't the backup. They gave the number 2 to that new dude who transferred in, Brockman or whatever. He's it. Hold on, real quick before we answer that. I'm trying to. Dude's been here since 2018.
Wow.
This would be his 4th year starting. He came in 2018 and he threw the ball 67 times. He had a total of 473 yards, sacked 7 times, 1 TD. Then all of a sudden, from 19 to 21, dude, no, I mean he's got over 8,000 yards passing. He's got 62 TDs passing, 24 interceptions, rushing. He's got over 2,600 yards rushing, 38 TDs rushing. Dude's been there forever, bro. I mean, I expect nothing but the best.
Yeah, exactly.
And his
That's
back,
a good trivia question. Who's the last quarterback before him to start 4 years?
right.
I can't think of none.
Woo! Who, Brom? Was Brom here for?
No, Brom didn't start. He played behind
He
Stephon
split.
LaFleur's, remember?
He split. Yeah, he split.
Right.
Yeah, he split. Mm. Well, the thing about it really would be 3, but he took advantage of that COVID year, which ain't bad. His backup is going to be Brock Doman, 6'2",
Okay.
quarterback from Colorado Springs. He's a transfer in, so Evan Conley ought to be ashamed himself. He been here for 4 years too. Like for real.
Yeah.
He ought to be ashamed himself for real.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just keeping it real. So are you guys
He'd be
confident?
all
Like, go ahead, Bump.
he'd be all ACC placeholder. Conley would be all ACC placeholder.
All second teamer.
Right.
So do you guys feel comfortable? This is one of the positions that you guys feel comfortable with, though.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with Cunningham back there.
All right. Now this stuff is getting a little tricky. I hope you guys did your research. So let's go to the running back position. What do you think about the running back position? We do have some people who are back, but we have newcomers too.
Yeah, I feel strong. I feel strong about the running backs.
Right.
I mean, they both the dual quarterbacks. I mean, running backs last year showed potential
Right.
and came along late, and then the transfer we bought in from Tennessee is supposed to be tough.
Right.
So I feel real comfortable with the running back situation we have going right now.
That transfer you're talking about is Taiwan Evans from Tennessee.
Right, from Tennessee.
The running backs you're talking about is Jalen Mitchell and Travion Cooley. Mark, how you feel about the running back position? What do you think?
My thing is, I hope and pray that the running back position can be great because there can be a lot of play action to give him the chance to throw the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get us yards down the field and stuff like that. So I'm praying and hoping that running back position can stand up, as Bump is saying.
Right. You know, one cat that caught my eye was the one who played in the bowl game that nobody heard, and that was that Jawar Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
In the bowl game, he went bananas. He had a lot of yardage, so he's still on the team. He's nothing but a sophomore. So Maurice Turner is. I mean, so this is a stacked position. This is probably one of your deepest, not the deepest position, and you basically got a 3-headed monster with Cooley, Evans, and Mitchell. So yeah, we definitely need them to, the other ones have been there for a minute. So let's go and rock and roll. There should be no excuses. This offense is predicated on the run anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna go with something you said earlier, Bump. Hopefully, my man, as they say, my man's give up the ball on that goal line. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
We don't
he's
need you
gonna
to
have to.
score
Yeah,
every TD.
Right.
We don't need you trying to score every TD. So, that's going to be very crucial. All right, next up, you got the wide receivers position. So, this one, let me start it off with this one.
Mm-hmm.
You lost Watkins
Yep.
from Butler. He went to Ole Miss.
Yep.
You lost Sorrell, who got recruited by Alabama. That got
yeah.
blown up. I don't even know if he's still on their team. He probably is. They probably
He started. He's listed as a starter. Both of those guys that transferred are listed as starters
so,
right now.
but they kept him off their roster in the summer, so it won't be no talk about it.
Right.
But he's speed. I love his speed and all the top end speed. But I wish them nothing but the best. But we'll see. So what do you guys? What do you think about the wide receiver position?
I think that's a question mark for us. That's one of the question marks.
Yeah.
Because, we really don't have both our guys that started last year are gone.
Right.
So you got to transfer from, I can't think of the college he transferred in. But he was,
Tyler,
I think what you say?
you're talking about Tyler Hudson. They came from a D2 team last year.
Right, and I believe he might have been a player of the conference in that division, I believe. But you stepping up to the big time, so that's a question mark. And
Right.
so these guys are really question marks for us.
Yeah.
I think you got who's listed? Is Jalen Carter listed as a starter this year?
Who?
Jalen Carter.
I see. You talking about the senior?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Hudson who transferred in. I think Amari Huggins Bruce, who's a sophomore, and Braden Smith are probably going to be the starters.
Okay, so we don't know too much about those guys, so I think that's going to be one of the biggest question marks on the offensive side of the ball.
True.
How they going to perform when the lights come on?
See, it's crazy because you got two seniors, then you got everybody else is freshmen and sophomores. So everybody's young. So I'm gonna agree with that too. Like that's a question mark. Everybody's young. Who's gonna step up and be that guy to say I can do this? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be that guy? We just gotta wait and see.
Hopefully, well, we also got to transfer D. Wiggins, who came from Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
D. Wiggins, Tyler Hudson
Sophomore. Yep.
can go ahead and give you what you need. And Braden Smith, that was the one who he raved about last year, but he got hurt. He got injured.
Right.
He was, one of the fast ones. Devon Mortimer, he's not even. I don't know why they got him on this ESPN roster. He's not even on the team. He didn't even make the trip.
Right.
I do like Amari Huggins, Bruce. He played a little bit last year. He got the speed and everything else. I think, like you said, it's some of them got experience. The Florida State definitely does. He done played against the same competition.
Mm-hmm.
Hudson, he's going to have to adjust. Things coming faster. These other athletes, you're not used to that coming from, I don't know, Old Mean or wherever you came from. But if you got a 4-year starter, he should kind of make it a little bit easier for you if you can get open.
Yeah.
If you can get open.
Right.
You can't get open, then you don't need to be on that field.
Right.
Everybody's not an NFL cornerback. You know what I'm saying? So that I'm like you guys. Saturday night when they play Syracuse, that's gonna be like who's the starter? Like what's going on? Let me see. Let me actually see this. That should be interesting, big time, and that is a big time question mark. Next up, we got the tight ends. What you got, Bump?
I like Marshawn Ford. He's been in the system for a couple. He's been starting for 2 or 3 years now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been one of the consistent. Players on the offensive side of the ball. He's a mismatch because he's faster than most linebackers,
right?
And he's bigger than most DBs. So he's like remind me of a Abin Green type to where, he's that mismatch for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just hoping they be a little more creative in getting them the ball, in the play calling.
Right. Yeah. Big time. Uh,
I believe Marshawn Ford will be the quarterback safety blanket. He's going to be
Yeah,
that guy
without
to where
question.
like that he's going to depend on and count on Ford. He got to be the safety blanket for our quarterback.
well, I hope that last year he was supposed to be that, and he had a decent year. I think he expected more, but it also depends on your quarterback. He's got to give you the ball. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get the ball, then you can't do what you got to do. I'm looking at the roster, and I'm saying they already got one mistake with the receiver, but they got 9 tight ends listed.
Yeah, I saw.
Lord, that is a lot of tight ends. So my thought is this: who's his backup? I need to see because you know what I'm saying he's gonna need a break. We know that he also put him in the backfield like a H back at times. So let's see who's the blocking tight end. Who's this backup who can catch. It's some cats that I remember from the name itself. Because we know Isaac Martin and all them they come in as blockers, things like that. So I'm interested to see Dwayne Martin and Dez Melton, especially Dez Melton, and even Victor Mullen. Victor Mullen is 6'7". So these guys are the athletes that was recruited in, was tight end. So I'm interested to see that, and that should be something. But you definitely got to make sure you got some backup for Marshawn Ford because
Yeah, and also on running situations to where you got a big defensive end, you might want to put that 6'7" tight in there on blocking,
right,
a blocking play.
all right, the chip or do something, get in his way for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, and so that's going to be interesting too. I just think as we went through two of the positions that are definitely, what I'm saying. And actually, with Marshawn Ford, that I'm definitely confident in the tight end position. I just need to know who's his backup
Right.
because
Right.
anybody can get dinged up on play, and then who we putting out there, that kind of stuff. So
Right.
that is definitely now this right here, the O line position. What you got, Bump?
I think this is going to be a question mark. It's supposed to be one of your strengths, I believe, this year. But when you can't score from first and goal from the 2-yard line, and you can't get a push off your offensive line, it raises question marks.
Oh Lord.
And I mean, in all other positions we talk about, running back, receiver, tight end, none of that means a hill of beans if you can't get no push from your offensive line, if you can't get no protection. So I know they're supposed to be an experienced group, and I think they were supposed to be one of the strengths, which they came a long way from what they used to be.
Oh yeah.
So I'm I'm kind of anxious to see what they look like in this first game because I know Syracuse is going to be forming because they got the best linebacker in the conference.
Right. Who's been talking?
Syracuse. I know they're gonna be ready for us. So I'm anxious to see what this line does the first game, man.
Right. What you got?
Yeah, I agree with Bum. The offensive line is going to see if our quarterback take off running all the time. You know what I'm saying? If he can hold up and stay in the pocket or not. So we got to hope that they can hold up so he can stay in the pocket and get the ball out.
I think.
How many starters is back off the offensive line?
Your guess is as good as mine. To be honest, I will say this. I've seen a lot of names before, and actually, Caleb Chandler is one of the ones who's going to get drafted high. He's a late first rounder to second round pick in the NFL. He's legit. He's back. He's definitely starting. Then you had Michael Gonzalez who started some. Brian Hudson is going to be your center. He's a transfer from Virginia Tech. He played last year here. He's actually from the state of Kentucky, and he was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. You got Luke Kendra, and Travis Reed is the one that you remember that he was talking about, was doing them backflips. Well, I need to see you block somebody down the field. You know what I'm saying? You made the freak list last year and didn't even play. So that don't mean nothing. I mean, this is not, what do you say? This is not gymnastics, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need you to do more than that. But I'm seeing a lot of names, though. I will say this. I'm seeing a lot of names that I'm familiar with. And all this, Renato Brown, he was the one who was getting all those penalties. He's back. Adonis Boone. So they got some experience back. A lot of them are juniors and some freshmen, sprinkled with some sophomores. So he's definitely has built that up over time, which is definitely needed. So it'll
Right.
be interesting, but that's still a question mark because even though they have grown, they need to dominate. You need to dominate. You can't get blown
Yeah.
off. You got, like you said, get that push. And I would say that the rebuttal to not having no boy run around, I think he can have an NFL line. He gonna run around. I just think that's his. I think that's what he wants to do. I think he wants to be that Lamar is so bad, and I wouldn't even show videos of Lamar no more. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can't do this.
Right.
This is not you guys.
I'm hoping he heard so much criticism from last year about being greedy on the goal line or gunning it every time. It's a pass play that you lost two starting receivers probably because of that reason.
Right. And I
That
would say,
they couldn't get the ball.
and I would say this in my nicest tone: losing those receivers because nobody really stood out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he was trying to put on the show because he thought it was his last year.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think. I mean, one probably had 600 yards. The other one had probably 500 or 750. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
But you got to look at how they was using them also.
no, that's what I said.
Some,
That's what I said.
yeah,
Depends on who's throwing the ball. But no, even when I don't even want to throw some names out, but even you can tell when somebody is that. I didn't see them too.
yeah,
I see them being good, but I didn't see them. It wasn't a wow factor because if you got a wow factor at the receiver, I don't care who you are. Your coach is gonna say throw that damn ball to that player. I don't care.
I
Now,
don't really think they.
and your boy didn't
Kid
have
from
no tree.
Alabama speedster.
Oh boy didn't have no routes.
All they ran him on was 9 routes. All they ran
Yeah,
him on was flat patterns.
he didn't have no. He
So
couldn't
I
do
mean,
no
I didn't see
tree.
him doing no kind of crossing routes, jet sweeps, or nothing. I mean, I don't think they used him right last year.
Well, my thing is he probably didn't have the tree in his arsenal because why wouldn't you want to do a post with him and get that one-on-one with that? My thing is this: if he, well, you know what? We're gonna find out real soon because if you're starting five,
Yeah,
and the dude's numbers are not decent because he's got the rating Heisman, then he wasn't nothing anyway. He was just a speedster,
right,
And
right.
he might get open a lot this more because there's more talent on their side.
Right.
But if we ain't
Yeah,
seen him doing no waddle stuff, you know what I'm saying, crossing with like Judy and all them kind of things, then he really wasn't. He's a burner. So we'll see.
right.
And I'm with you as far as how we using them and all this. And like the mayor said, open up the playbook. The playbook needed.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would say this: it's a lot of kids that they ain't how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Where do you find two starters leaving and you was going to start again?
Yeah,
And then you're not even the stars on your other team. I don't care if you pimps into the star. You're not. Nobody's thinking about y'all. And I mean, it also goes back to something that we're gonna do shortly. But I mean, the coaching. But hey, sometimes the grass is not always greener. That's all I got to say. All right, defensive line.
right. We gonna find out this year.
We're going to find out real quick. The
Yeah,
defensive
real.
line position. I want to go ahead and start this one off. Um, I'm so glad, and we're going to find out because you can't run a 3-4 defense when you got linemen that was weighing 250 pounds.
Right.
That doesn't work. That's an oxymoron. You can't do that because they got to be hogs. They got to fill gaps. They got to clog that up. Dudes was getting pushed. Dudes was running up the middle like it wasn't no thing. I don't know. Maybe Josh Hurd and Vince and all them got with the defensive coordinator and set them down along with Sat and said, "Look, don't run it off defense. You're not back at App State. You're not back at whatever.
Right.
You need to put legitimate bigs in there."
Yeah.
So as I see it, they got a Caleb Banks. I don't know if you guys heard about him. He's a freshman. He's 6'7", 300 pounds. That's the type of dude you need
Yeah.
in there.
54.
That's good. Yeah, you can
Yep.
clog up at middle and help save your linebackers.
Thank you. The last game they played, Kentucky was walking up the field 8, 9, 10 yards up the middle.
Yeah,
And you knew
yeah.
they was going up there and they couldn't stop one bit. Because by the time the
Couldn't
line
stop it one
get that
bit.
10 yards off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they brought in some defensive players, also coaches. You know, they switched up the coaches, brought in some more coaches, and hopefully we won't see that crap again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see the Yayas. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Raheem. I want to see all these guys. I want to see Ashton get off from the ends. But if everything is getting blown up in the middle, you ain't gonna see them because all we gonna do is run the ball right up your throat.
Right.
And that's a wrap.
And that's what teams did to us last year because,
Right.
like you said, you had those 250, 260 pound defensive linemen going against 320 and 340 and 350. That's just the law of attrition is not going to, it's not on your side.
At all.
So, man, you got to get you some beef up front to clog up the middle to where your linebackers aren't making every play 10 yards down the field. Your safety's not having to come up and make a play.
And I also like, let me jump in real quick. I love that they got that late transfer. The dude who used to start for Arizona State, Jermaine Lowley. He's another. He's 6'3", 324. That's the kind of beef you need. That is the beef you need up front. You know what I'm saying? That in Banks at 300 pounds is what you need. Period. Not even 3'4". This 4'3". You just need that kind of size because, like you said, Bump, you're going against 330.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win that. You're not gonna win it at 254. I'm sorry. You're not gonna.
No.
I agree with you, but looking at it, you got a lot of freshmen and sophomores too. That's another position. They got a lot of young boys too. But I do agree, if that front line can't push them back, you know what I'm saying, to do anything, it's not going to work out. Linebackers going to always be working.
They got, and I'm gonna say this before we move on. And Bump, you can add what you need to. Also, if I cut you off, you only have 2 players. Those 2 players that I named are the only 300 pounders.
Mm-hmm.
Unless some people beefed up and they ain't update the stuff. I hope that's wrong. And if not, if it's not that, they need at least be 290, 280.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
245.
Yeah. Quick, like remember Rankins?
Right.
He wasn't a big guy, but he was fast over the ball.
Right. You gotta have something. You can't sit there and stalemate them. It's not gonna work. So that right there, just seeing that's a big question mark again. And it's not easy. Because you can go get a 300 pounder, but that don't mean he's gonna be good.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like that part.
Right.
You need to go.
And we all know the game's won in the trenches. I mean, the offensive line and defensive line is where the game is won at.
That's why
if you can't get pressure with your defensive front, I mean, and you let the quarterback sit back there and pound the ball, no matter how good your defensive backs are, nobody can cover for 5 seconds, 5 or 6 seconds. The receiver's gonna get open. So you need to get a push up front on your defensive line.
And I'm gonna tell you what, and if you don't, you need to be blitzing nonstop, and that's gonna open. That's gonna open up a can of worms because then if we pick up that hot read, we're gonna expose you on that pass. But you gotta mix it up. And I mean, hopefully, and so really, that's only 2. All right, let's move on. Linebacker positions. What do you got with this, Bump?
I like the linebackers. I know Montgomery. They got hurt like the first or second game of the year that was out for the season. Right. He's back and he's one of our best linebackers. Right. And the other 2 played decent last year, but they just didn't get no help up front on the defensive line. So I think linebackers is going to be one of the strengths of the defense this year.
What you got, Mark?
I had Bump crazy. I agree with everything Bump said. I feel like Montgomery is going to bring in linebacker core. He's that senior leader. Get them together. Bump crazy.
I think one of the best things they did was bring in Memo Senegal from Ole Miss. He's a transfer. 6'1", 235. He was a starter for Ole Miss. It's another starter. And rock and roll. And he fits perfectly with Monty Montgomery. Also, Ackerman, Elderman. He started last year as a freshman, so you got experience. Marvin Dallas been here forever. Jackson Hamilton. This is probably one of the deepest positions on the field. You got Popeye, who they got him as a linebacker, so they might be trying to do that 3-4 stuff again. Because I'm seeing, because he was in high school, he was a defensive end, and he was a terrible. They got him a linebacker, but sometimes dudes playing out of position in the high school, we know that.
Right.
So that right there, I can't wait to see Montgomery and Senegal go ahead and do it, because I think they're gonna fly around and make some good plays with that one. So that's gonna be interesting to see, and hopefully they won't be heads and helmets ain't in the asses of the linemen.
Right.
They're being pushed back for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Defensive back position. What you got for us, Bob?
I like defensive back. I think that's going to be one of the strongest points on the defense.
Right.
You got Clark back that was hurt last year.
Right.
I think he's an NFL type DB.
He
Then
is.
you got Minkins, who played really good last year for us, is listed as a starter, I believe. And then you got some reliable backups. So I think DB is going to be one of the strongest suits. Long as they don't have to cover long. You know what I'm saying? Long as we get some pressure on
That's
and
that.
some help from that D line, which is going to dictate. That defensive line dictates everything, man.
Right.
So, I mean, I think we got good cover corners starting, reliable backups. So I think DB is going to be one of the strong suits for us on the defense side of the ball this year.
What you got?
Bump said it. As long as they got cover long,
Right.
that's going to be the key. I 100% agree with that, Bump. Hopefully that front line can get to them, you know what I'm saying? So they ain't got to do all that. But I agree 100% what he said about that.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. You're right. It is one of the deeps, because when you peel back the onion on it, everybody know about Kentrell Clark. That's the one who got hurt. But let's not forget Kendrick Duncan is back. He was at transfer last year, and he's back. He took that COVID year, and he's back again. That's a safety. Then you also got Trey Franklin, who started a lot of games. Chandler Jones is back. Josh Meek is Benjamin Perry, who was a 4-star recruit who played last year, is back. You know what I'm saying? He had a red shirt. He's hurt. You got Bronley, who was a transfer from Florida State. You added him in the mix, who's a DB, who might be the other starter on the other end, opposite of Contrell. So this is a deep, deep, deep position. And you guys said it. You can have all this talent on here, but hell, if you cover for 10 seconds and 6 seconds, 20 seconds, everybody getting exposed. So,
Exactly.
Now, y'all hit it on that. That's definitely right. Let me see. All right, who's the kicker? Special teams. What's going on with special teams? Basically, did we got the kicker back? What we got? We got James Turner back, and we got the punter. I think Travelston and things like that. Special team is definitely important, especially if dudes is getting stopped. You got any thoughts on this bump special teams?
Was the ex field goal kicker
Turner.
is now how did he do last year? I refresh my memory. Was he the one that was missing the field goals last year? Or was that the year before?
Turner actually Turner last year was 14 for 22 field goals, so 63%. But the year before, he was 86%. He was money the year before. He was 13 out of 50.
Okay.
So he was actually better his freshman year or whatever. So he did miss a field goal in the bowl game. I like the experience.
Okay.
He just got get his mojo. He went from 86 to 63. So hopefully he'll get that back. Punter is, like I said, is that Brock guy.
Yeah.
I think that experience should help. But we don't want to settle for field goals in the red zone anyway. So, but that's very crucial.
Right.
Very crucial.
Absolutely.
Before we get to,
let me ask y'all this: what do y'all?
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll break
one
it up.
thing. Go ahead. Coaching. People can say, "Hey, this is very, very, very important." These coaches should be coaching like their job is at stake because it is.
Right.
So, poor time management should not be excused. Somebody in there who don't have the hot hand are dropping our penalties. Let's say penalties. We was probably one of the most penalized teams. So, hey, somebody not getting it right shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Seth and his defense coordinator are on the hot seat. Very, very important, crucial time. So, we don't see what's going on. What y'all got?
Me personally, I think
I like everything you say. It starts in the summertime. I mean, you gotta with that discipline. You got all this established in the summertime. If we should be speaking on holding penalties, jumping off sides, same like with your Cowboys. That's what they're talking about. Is the penalties. So if we could cut down on those,
I was already
I hear
thinking
you.
about that. I was about to say that. I was about to say my two favorite teams basically is penalty heaven, but you ain't got to throw that ball like that, bro.
Right.
You have to do that.
I'm just saying. I mean, same situation. You got to kill that in the summertime.
You ain't got to.
I mean, that's where your discipline and all of that comes in. Is in the summertime. So I mean, I like Satterfield. I think this is a crucial year for him. I think if he could get us to a bowl game and win a bowl game, I think that his job would be safe just on the count of what he has coming in next year.
Do you remember? Yeah. Now that's.
So I think it's kind of
yeah.
That's what if anything, that's what's going to save him because he has a heck of a recruiting class coming in next year.
Hey, let me ask you this: do you remember the song that one of the songs that they used to play when Louisville won in '86?
This not this is it. We are the champions. Or
Nah, this is it.
No, that was 80.
80, whatever. In 80. But We Were the Champions was in 82. So anyway, this is it.
86.
This is it. This is it for him. If he don't win, this is it. This is it. You can't. I don't care if you got the. I mean, granted, I understand. I get it, guys. We got all these 4 stars coming in. If dude has to go 500.
Right.
He has to. You don't want him. You want him to be better.
Yeah.
He can't have a losing record. There's no way. There's no way. Big time. You gotta have it. And if they think that they playing with that dangling that 4 stars, we done seen this happen before and done lost some good players. So I mean, granted, this is gonna be your best recruiting class ever. You better get 6 wins out of this. You gotta.
Yeah, you gotta get 6 wins because last year you won what? We won 6 or 7 last year.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So you gotta improve up on that.
Lost to Air Force.
Yeah.
Who ran it down our throat. And actually was passing.
Yeah.
Was passing. They said, we can pass on out. Dude had about 700-yard pass.
Hadn't passed the whole year. The Air Force hadn't passed the whole year.
What you got, Mark, real quick? What you got, brother?
I'm just, as fans, I just say we just need to pray.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Pray that they do right this year. Or they going to be singing that song like I said before I was born. This is it.
This is it. This is it.
They're going to be saying that. Y'all be shoot. At this point, you got to pray for the man, dude. Have a great season.
This is it.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, but what question was you going to ask?
What do y'all think about the way the schedule's set up? I mean, that's what me and Dave was talking about earlier. And he told me to bring it up.
All right.
How we start off on the road. We start off on the road with Syracuse on a late Saturday game. We probably won't fly out till Sunday morning. So you got literally 2 days to prepare for UCF.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then Florida State has a bye that second week and has pretty much a whole week to prepare for us.
Right.
Then they come here,
it's like
with scouting us for a whole week without doing nothing. But and then you end up at the end you end up with pretty much 3. We got 3 January 1st games. You know what I'm saying? Bowl teams, and I think we go to Clemson. North Carolina State comes here, and then we can go to Kentucky.
Right.
And I think we got how many home games this year? How many home games?
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You got 6 home games,
Yeah.
and some of your toughest games are on the road this year. I
You know,
mean, with Florida, I think everything's going to be dictated from that first game against Syracuse and Florida State. I think that's going to set the whole tone for the season. You
well,
can't come out and lay an egg against Syracuse the first game. You can't. You can't. You
nah, you
can't
can't.
lose to Syracuse the first game.
You can't.
And then UCF, which we should beat UCF, even though it's a short week. Then come home. I think that's a toss-up game with
You
Florida
got two
State because they're going
Fridays.
to
You
be
got
kind of
two
back and
Fridays
forth.
back to back. You got 3 games in basically
Right.
3 games in 13 days.
Right. And for young kids, man, that's kind of hard because, I mean, you traveling so much. And then you got a short week because I believe we play UCF on a Friday,
Yeah, 2 Friday games. You got
if I'm
UCLA.
not mistaken.
Then you come back and got Florida State on that. You know
Is
what?
Florida State a Friday game too?
Yeah, 2 Fridays. Yeah. That is the Trinity and
Wow.
Mail game.
Wow.
That
Oh,
is
wow.
the Trinity Mail game. You know
Man,
what?
I don't too much care for those.
My whole thing is this: when you've been struggling, you first of all, if you come out flat, then we against Syracuse, then this is not going to be a good season. I'm just going
It's
to be.
not.
You cannot come out like that. If you do, then that's a wrap. This season's over.
No.
This should be.
Yeah.
We have not played good in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go ahead and do what we need to do. His first year was, granted, it was other people's players, it was success, all this kind of stuff. These last 2 years has been abysmal, all this kind of stuff. If you come out flat, then this is a wrap. UCF scares me because it is on a Friday game.
Right.
That scares me. Even though they lost their starting quarterback and all this kind of stuff, we have been in Florida. We don't do too well in Florida unless we have Florida State, and we've just been splitting that lately. That scares me.
Right.
The Florida State game comeback don't scare me as much, even though they're better than they have been last year. But we got a lot of Florida people. They'll be up for that game. And all this kind of stuff. You can say, will that be up for UCF? It's just that the logistics of that being, like you said, bump late Saturday night, not getting out on Sunday. You got to get a mandatory break.
Right.
Then, there's a short off with everything else, beginning of the season, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to tell you, when you dive into the schedule past that, South Florida game should be a good one for you. I am nervous anytime we go to Boston College because Boston College is like Trinity and St. X. They're going to have those offensive linemen and defensive linemen. They're going to beat you up. I am terrified of that game. Virginia, we don't never do well against Virginia. We don't know what to expect.
And we should have beat them last year.
But I mean, still, it's at Virginia. It's totally different. When you're on the road and you're an average team, anything can pop. Then you got Pittsburgh, who's very, very talented. They are losing tonight.
I'm watching them now. So I'm watching them. Pittsburgh's defense is rough.
Yeah. So even that's at home, that's not going to be. Wake Forest with their gimmick, they hurt. Their quarterback's hurt, so that may help you out a little bit. But they're ranked also. James Madison, that's got to be homecoming. It has to be. At Clemson, NC State is probably the best team in the conference. Everybody's got Clemson because he had a horrible season last year. NC State is just as talented as Clemson, and they coming in. Kentucky, to me, I think they're gonna be good, but not as good as last year. They lost a lot of. Wandale left, which I did not know until the draft. I didn't know that he declared. I guess was on vacation.
Yeah.
That hurts because that dude was legitimate NFL player. You know what I'm saying? And that game, rivalry game, a lot of injuries can take place. I really don't hold nothing with that. But it doesn't do you any favor because you have, like you said, 2 legitimate teams that you play before Kentucky that have a chance for the New Year's Bowl, and they're going to beat you up. Then you got to play Kentucky, whose offensive line, defensive line has been better than yours the past 5 years.
Right.
And that's where the game's went. This is not an easy 6-6. I'm just gonna say that. So
It's not. It's not.
he's gonna have to coach, and we're gonna see.
It's the first game is gonna set the tone. The
Yeah,
first game
right,
is gonna say a whole lot for your season.
right, right. And that's the whole thing. Because like I said, every time we play Pittsburgh, that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro,
And
it's
Pittsburgh ranked 17th right now. They
17.
won the conference last year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Louisville got 1, 2. They got 5 ranked teams on their schedule, and they all at the bottom, except for
yeah.
Madison, who's homecoming. Got to be homecoming. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I ain't mad at them.
That's homecoming.
I ain't mad at them. Go ahead and get that win. You know, other teams do it. Go on and get that lollipop win.
Yeah, yeah.
So hey, I'm with you on that one. But yeah, that's gonna be so. Let's do this before we end this, and we'll start with you, Bum, and you're gonna let us know right off the bat. Season prediction. What you got?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be optimistic and say 7-5, just because I'm a diehard Cardinal fan.
Okay. What you got, Mr. Mark?
Jesus Christ. It's only because I don't believe in dudes. 6-6.
Who's dude?
The coach.
Oh, Satterfield.
Yep.
Woo! I am also a diehard fan, but I guess the unknown is what got me going. Um, Madison, James Madison, South Florida, Syracuse, should be UCF. I'm really at that 5 or 6. Either I hate to do this. I'm the diehard in me 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
The betting man that I am 5-7. Will you
Okay.
keep a coach 5-7? Granted, if you do, it's strictly because of all the 4 stars you got coming in.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the only reason.
Only reason.
And if I did keep them at 5-7, I'm letting them know that you got one more year. You got one more year to prove yourself to us.
Yeah.
And you know the funny thing, real quick?
Because eventually, I'm gonna tell you, if you start out with a terrible season this year, those stands are gonna start becoming empty.
Oh, yes, sir.
Nobody's gonna sit out there in November and watch a 4-16.
No, sir. Right. That part. We seen it. It happened last year. The year before. We seen
Yeah.
that. You know what's so funny? And I'm going to go about the recruit. Hats off to them with the recruiting thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is so funny how a lot of times when you get these 4 stars and all these committed things like that, a lot of these other schools, they wait to the end to even announce them. They wait to take the commitment and all this stuff. This is all done on purpose.
It has to be.
This is what I have. This is leverage. If I'm not here, they're not going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
This is all leverage.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm not going to let you handcuff me with that.
Right.
5-7, and you lost on a couple of last plays or something. You end the game. You showing progression. I can go with you. Progression. Everybody looks good. They enter. They fighting. The games is good. It ain't none of that blowout stuff. I might ride with you because I'm thinking maybe some of these kids is what we need. Okay, I can ride with you. 5-7, and it's looking like last year type. Nah, bro, you got to go. You got to go.
But you know what? Last year was that year where you was in a lot of games. I think all except Kentucky. You lost to Virginia the last minute. You lost to you should have beat Clemson. It was like 3 or 4 games to where you was right there at the end and you lost. So I think it was last year that you showed you can be competitive. This year you got to get over the hump.
Well, the problem with that is those games you're saying is all games you should have won. Clemson was horrible.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that Clemson again. Horrible. You never beat them. Horrible.
No.
At home and couldn't punch it in. Virginia, horrible.
Yeah.
Like those games you should have won. You should have won. And now you look at it, they're number 4. Now you got to go at Virginia. I mean, it's stuff like it was lined up for you and you failed. So hopefully they surprise us. They come out and take care. They are 4.5 game favorite. I mean, 4.5 point favorite at Syracuse on ACC Network. Going to be very interesting because basically the home team gets points. So really they're like a 7-point favorite, 7.5 point favorite. So Vegas really probably believes in them more than that because they got to give the home team points. So this right here, like you said, Bump, before we leave everybody, this right here is going to dictate how this season's going to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Point,
His first game is going to set the tone.
point blank.
If you win the first and third game, I like our chances a whole lot this year.
Right. And you
if
know
you go down 3-0,
to be honest, you really have to win those games. You have to win those games, really. 2-1, and if the 2-1 is against Syracuse and Florida State, okay, a little bit better. Just because they're tricky with UCF, but they're not as good. You need to take care of that too. But these are must wins early in the season.
The toss-up games like Virginia, maybe so much Boston College,
right.
You're going to have to pull 1 or 2 of them games out.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. If you're trying to save your job and saying that the program's on an uptick, you got to win those. I mean, at least one.
Yeah.
You got to split that, and preferably, really, Boston College really don't scare you, but we've been here before.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of unknown. But, Bump, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you for joining us today, brother.
No doubt, fellas. Always a pleasure. M's up for the year. Let's go.
Hey, Bump, before we let you go, Bump, I hope the Dolphins win 2 games this year.
Hey, you talking about a monster schedule, Mark.
You know I'm messing with you, Bump.
Team is sure, man. You got 2 of you can't do it, man. Let my boy Bridgewater step in. Let Teddy Two Gloves step in and do it for you. But this is the year, man, where I think we finally gonna turn the corner. Just get me in the playoffs. Just get me in the playoffs.
All right. If Teddy can't do it in Tua, maybe Lamar come down there.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, come on, Lamar.
He said, come on, Lamar.
All right, Bump. We holler at you, brother.
I'll catch up with y'all, fellas.
All right. Yes, sir. Hey, thank you guys for joining us tonight at a hell of a show. Thank you for Bump being on here. Yep. Thank you for Antwan Young Jr. Hats off to everybody. Everybody have a safe Labor Day.
Yes, sir.
Weekend. Mark, you be careful when you're on the road tomorrow.
Yes. Appreciate it.
PRP at Bowling Green. Male St. X. Hey, bing, bing. Everybody have a safe and blessed weekend. Even though I don't go back to work too.
You didn't have to throw it in there, though. You could just left that out the conversation.
Where's he?
He had to throw it in there. Jesus Christ.
It's 8 p.m. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.